Resawing timber is one of those jobs that there's often very little room for error. As a guitar builder, I play with and use expensive timbers fairly often, and I spend a lot of time resawing them to get the most out of the wood. One bad resawing job can be devastating to a guitar build, wasting some beautiful timber that may have been very expensive, may have been very difficult to find, and may also be quite rare. So there is an ethical point as well to making sure that you get your resawing absolutely spot on. In this video, I'm going to be building a resaw jig for the bandsaw to make my life easier and to make sure I get the most possible out of all the woods that I use. Up till now, I've been resawing timber using just the standard fence on my bandsaw and using hand pressure against that fence to kind of make sure that nothing wobbles and nothing goes anywhere, which has been pretty good and it has served me quite well up till now. But I want to bring things that extra little bit further. I want to basically automate that pressure against the fence, making sure that the wood is held much more securely. Because when I hold it, there can be little undulations. Every now and again, I need to move my hand, and that movement of the hand will just make the pressure go a little bit weird, which can in turn end up with little wobbles and ripples in the wood, which all needs to be planed out. For the most part, I try and make sure that I have loads of excess. If I need a 6mm top, I'll resaw something that is 15 or more so that I have wiggle room effectively, so that when I cut it, I can split it and I'll make sure I get what I need. But it would be really nice if I could trim those margins down, tighten everything up, save the wood, save the money, and save the pen wings while we're at it. Now for the build, I am going to be using effectively some scrap 3/4 inch plywood that I have. I am going to be doing this on the CNC, so I'm going to have to use a bit of brain power to make sure that I can get all the parts I need out of just these 3 scrap pieces of plywood. I am also going to be using, well, all of that stuff, and just a backer board that I have for my CNC with a couple of layout lines. To make sure that I position everything correctly for the CNC, I need to add some additional layout lines and then, well, stick these all down in the locations that I've determined in my computer where they all need to be. Of course, super glue and masking tape is the method of choice for sticking everything down to this backer board, as always. And over on the CNC, I use these dogs in combination with wedges here, and that actually secures everything really, really nice. And I love that sound when the CNC gets going. The nice thing about the CNC is that once it is going, I can pretty much leave it to do its thing and I can get on with other stuff. It's going to cut everything out nice, accurately and reliably for me, and I just come back, do any cleanup, and that's about it. The downside, of course, of using the CNC is there is a lot more work and effort front-loaded on it. I did have to draw this all out, design it all out, and I did have to tell it how to cut everything out. Because a CNC, at the end of the day, it's a pretty dumb machine. It only works as well as you tell it to work. All right, everything's done off the CNC. It's a very straightforward setup here, really, as you can see. We have the base. I have an upright that needs to be fitted, that goes in similar to that. And then I have an upper portion as well. The base and the upper portion both have holes that, well, will line up, and they'll take an 8mm bar down through them. But before we get to any of the real assembly stuff, I'm going to give these a quick sand because I've used an upcut bit which has left loads of little fluffies all over the place. This piece needs to be fitted into the slot that I've made, because it has rounded corners, and of course this is all nice and square. Yeah, for actually getting this stuck in, I am going to just glue it initially, and then I'll drill a couple of holes in it from the bottom, screw it in, and that should keep it all together really, really nicely. As you can see here, the main kind of bearing surface is bearings, as the name I guess suggests, and I 3D printed some spacers just to go between them. That makes sure that the bearings don't interfere with each other, and also I could make the spacer a bit thicker than a washer, for example, and save on using as many bearings. I also used my 3D printer to make these knobs that work with M8 bolts, and once I put on the piece that goes into the T-track, it's pretty much good to go, so we can get testing it out, see how it works. This little jig is an absolute game changer when it comes to resawing wood. I've just prepped up. This is 3 sets of backs for acoustic guitars. As well as that, I've really put this through the paces because I also did all of this. This is 6 side sets and 3 more back sets, all for acoustic guitars. And the variance in thickness between each piece is almost negligible. I measured it at about 0.3 of a millimeter. That is basically once I cut a full section, which was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cuts. The remainder on it had a wobble in it of 0.3 of a millimeter. That is insane. Previously doing that by hand, I wouldn't have gotten anywhere near that kind of accuracy. So absolutely brilliant. Plus, it was just easier using that. So I'm absolutely delighted with that. Fantastic. As far as I'm concerned, this entire video, this entire endeavor has been a roaring success. My only problem now, of course, is I've got way too many black Limba back and side sets. So potentially I will be chucking a couple of these up for sale on my website or even on an eBay store. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, go check it out. If you're watching this sometime in the future, they may not be there. Well, they hopefully won't be there. Something else might be there. Maybe it won't be. Who knows? It's the future. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope maybe this inspired you to build something similar. If you want plans for this, let me know down below and I'll see what I can do. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. Thank you very much again for watching, and I hope to see you all again real soon.